Heed my warning, dear viewers. If you are not a dungeon master, you will be doomed to become one and never be a player again. For in these videos, I am revealing the forbidden secrets known by dungeon masters. And once they are revealed to you, there is no turning back.
So, the players have dealt with their surroundings and at this point are free to inspect the golden fountain without any interruption. Now, there are two important things to consider in this encounter. One is, well, there are three things. The fountain will give them bonuses if they figure out how to use it correctly. Also, this is when the wizard, you get to see what kind of wizard you have playing in your game. Wizards. I'm always wary of wizards. Now, either a player plays a wizard and gets frustrated with him because they aren't very powerful at first level, or the player is very smart and resourceful, and you have to pay close attention to how he plays the game. But that might be different in the Pathfinder game. I haven't played Pathfinder yet. We'll see. It'll be exciting. I haven't played for a long time. I'll probably have the game going in a week, probably a month, a couple weeks a month. But when we get to play, that'll be fantastic. But gives me plenty of time to prepare. Okay. So now, who knows? They have to inspect the fountain, and it doesn't matter where they place themselves on the map. The warrior might just drink straight out of it, and then what happens is you roll, and the lower the roll, the worse. He could get poisoned by it. If he rolls really high, he's set for the entire adventure. He gets a +2 to something for the rest of the adventure. But I'm sure the wizard and cleric would start investigating it, and there are runes, and they can look at the runes, and they'll find out that it's a fountain of the god of Desna, the god of luck. And as they ask questions and stuff, they'll figure out that if you put a gold coin in the fountain before you take a drink, you'll get a +5 to your roll, so you're closer to getting that awesome +2 bonus to everything throughout the rest of the adventure. There's also, if they read the runes more, I was thinking I could add more story elements to the game. History. Why is this fountain here? And it's within a boggy swamp, but the water here is crystal clear and clean. Perhaps it's the last remnant of a once flourishing forest before the goblins came and everything turned into a murky swamp. I haven't read the setting of Pathfinder yet, so perhaps in a couple days I'll have to pick up one of the world books. I could use that to give me more ideas. I could make something up myself. It doesn't matter. I'll make it interesting. They could also screw this up if they put in something dirty, like a bloody sword. They clean their sword in it. It'll make the glow turn off, so they'll be in the pitch black again. And it's important to remind them that it's dark and gloomy. That always sets the mood for a dungeon. So, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out in the game. We'll go on to the next room. After the players are done exploring the fountain and figuring out what it does, or just ruining the fountain for the rest of the game, I'll have them pay attention to where they put their characters on the board again before they enter the next room, which will be a trap room. So we'll just fighter, thief, cleric, wizard, that's fine. As soon as they walk in, a voice booms with a simple riddle. It was, approach this altar with humility. And it'll be a loud booming voice that will reverberate through the dungeon. So if they haven't dealt with the goblins here, it would definitely alert the goblins. And I would have them attack the players here if they haven't alerted them. Because it's possible that they tried to be sneaky and moved right into this room. And then as soon as this voice goes off, the goblins are going to come screaming, finding out what's going on. Okay, so this trap is simple. Perhaps in case I got players on the other side of the table. Got two statues and an orb. Oh, I got stuff here. Instead of dice would be confusing. Put some rooks. Okay. Now these are two statues. They could be tikis. They're tikis in the book, illustrated in the book. I could have them be dragon. No, I wouldn't have them be dragons. I'll just go with the tikis. I don't have to. It doesn't matter. Tiki statues. And okay, so basically the trap is if they move into one of these squares, the tikis shoot out fire, and so they'll get burnt. But if they figure out the riddle, which is to approach it with humility, if they go down kneeling or crouching, the fire will go right above them, and they'll be able to grab the trinket with no problem. And the trinket gives them a bonus to resisting fire or something. I'll look at that later. When you're designing your own games, you got to be careful about these treasures, because you might think you have a killer monster in the end, which will be exciting to fight, and you put in the wrong magic item, and it just makes the end boss too easy. You want to keep them on their toes, toy with them, and make them struggle, and see what they do. So Pathfinder balanced the dungeon very well, so I don't have to worry about it too much. So this will be an easy thing. The only thing to remember is the booming voice alerting the rest of the dungeon, which may or may not be an issue. They'll be able to disable the traps. The thief could sneak around and disable them, and but it doesn't matter if they do or don't. If they do disable the traps, then they'll be able to set up their party order easier when they enter the next maniacal room with more devious plots.